Alright, let me try to remember everything that this lady said. I don't know how I came across the channel, I know it's all bullshit, but whatever. CWWC7 News, where the lady's like, and today we're gonna talk about the earthquakes, tsunamis, asteroids, and the plagues that are happening throughout the entire world. There's the fear. Okay, fear for one. All right. Number two, fear some more. Okay, because there's an asteroid coming. It's 21P asteroid. Okay, it's coming. It could possibly hit the Earth and explode, or it could hit something else and wipe out. I'm kind of trying to remember what she said. All right, so I'm just giving you guys the news. It could possibly have wipe out the entire EMP throughout the entire world. I mean, it can do that, and that'll bring us into a depression like before. So I don't know why I'm so excited, but I am. So I wanted to talk some more about asteroid asteroid R2 freaking D2, whatever. Call it the frick whatever you want. Fake as shit. And it's projected to be one of the largest asteroids since 72 years ago. It's projected, a projection projection. Just listen to the key words, man. How can anybody even believe this freaking crap, man? Look, every time they show space, right? If people go to this channel, I'm just not in front of my computer. I would record it and show you. They show outer space. They show Earth. It looks like Earth. It's Earth. They're showing the asteroids coming towards Earth. But it's not the actual footage. You see what I'm saying? Because then they'll show what they'll do is they'll show what happens when it hits the Earth, and then it just explodes. So it's showing me the images from outer space that's looking better. Okay, I'll give you that. They're getting better with it. But man, it sounds so ridiculous. Look, maybe I just think nothing's real at all, and like nothing at all. And maybe I'm dead on. It damn sure ain't natural, right? The disasters, they're not natural. Are they happening? Yeah, the disasters are happening. Are they exaggerated? I'm pretty sure. I don't understand where this cold came from. It's not even cold out. It's got to be the chemtrails. It has to be. I got to see Richie's doctor. I really do. And his lawyer when they shut down my channel. Alright, so asteroid P21, okay? Seriously, that's what they called it. Is gonna see what they're trying to do is, because it's the next new gold mine, right? I mean, I can make up any freaking story I want to and make it sound convincing. Just use a few big technical words that nobody really knows what it is. But it's gonna be well, it's gonna be freaking great, because they're gonna shoot it down, or they're gonna, because what, how they, it's some kind of technology that they use. I don't know the big words, but it'll redirect so they can kind of like shoot shards of pieces off. That way, when it lands, and it's like gold. It's it's worth billions of dollars for every person that's going to be grabbing it. The asteroids. The plagues. A superbug is out there. It's been out there. Who knows? It just mysteriously happens to not be able to be seen or caught throughout many hospitals throughout the world. And then there's this other plague. It's called it's something to do with the genitals, that if you have sex and you catch it, because now they're promoting don't have sex with a woman if you're a guy. If you have sex with a woman and she has it, well, what happens is, okay, I'm not even making this up. They're making it up. I'm just telling you what they are saying. If you have sex and you contract this disease, well, your genitals are going to be eaten inside out, because what it does is the bacteria that causes the infection, the circumstances that happens when the atoms meet the I don't know, the other geometrical things that go into the realm of fakery. What it does is it literally will eat your balls. Okay. And then next, all the typhoons and the hurricanes, and oh, here's the best one. There's been, here she is. There's been I can't really sound like a woman today. Can't really imitate her. Hold on. Oh yeah. And also there's been mysterious chauffeur horns blowing in the skies that we've heard all throughout the world. Yeah, it's as ridiculous as Jerry from Light of Truth when he said it. The war is beginning up in the skies. We're hearing all kinds of boom, bang sounds. I remember him saying it. One of the first ones that, when I first heard him say that, I'm like, no. You're part of the, no. You're just part of it, man. You can't possibly believe that. How can anybody believe anything that's going on? I'm sorry. How can you? It's so ridiculous. Everything that they say is just so freaking stupid. Asteroids. Space rocks. Okay. Why is it that it never smashed into the space station? The space station is just... Well, wait a minute. How is it even moving if there's no gravity? I just don't... Shouldn't it just be floating? But yet it's... And they're moving at 935 million miles an hour. That might sound like a lot, but in space talk, it's not. It's minute. But to the world, it's ginormous. But in space, because in outer space, where there's so much space that we can't get to, because we have no freaking clue what it's like to be in outer space, well, we'll just make up whatever numbers we want to. So, how come there's never been a satellite? Didn't they try to pull that off one time and say a satellite on a certain day is going to cross the moon? If you watch it, you'll see it. I think they tried that because too many people were asking that question. You know, just a basic 7-year-old question, like, hey, mommy, how come we don't ever see satellites in front of that freaking, that ginormous moon that looks like it's 5 miles up in the air? How come we don't ever see anything floating in front of it, mommy? Well, son, because NASA, well, they are absolutely full of shit, son. So, It really doesn't exist as they're saying. It just nothing does. Nothing is what they say it is. Nothing is really natural. Especially the disasters. There's not one thing natural about the disasters. Can the earth quake? Well, God can do whatever He wants with it. But I'm pretty sure the earth is only going to quake like twice. Once when Jesus died, and then the second time around when he dies again, or when the two witnesses die, you know, us and the Holy Spirit. But that's fictitious too. That's just shutting us up completely, like we die. But I think the second real earthquake is just going to be on the last day. And that's when all these clowns are going to know that God's real. Instead of, you know, thinking that they're God. So, because I can't make the earthquake. I can't, whenever it is. I can't do what God can do. I just can't. So, apparently I'm not Him. So when the earth is spinning, again, I come back to this spinning thing. 66,600 miles an hour. Right. It's spinning 66,600 miles. It couldn't be any other number besides that around the sun. So if we're spinning like this way, like going towards the window, like well, I have a question. If you're in a airplane and you're going this way, all right? Now, in order to get from, let's just say it's round, from the starting point up at the top, let's just say it's America, it's California. You start from California and you go and you travel all the way around the world one time, following the way that going against the way that you're going against the way that the world is spinning. So if the world is spinning 66,600 miles an hour this way, and you're going in an airplane, you're going that way, wouldn't you have to go 66,600 miles an hour just to stay in the exact same place? It's spinning. Come on. Like, oh. Well, hey. Well, all right. Look, I gotta cut it short. I gotta see. There's a festival here. I gotta go to. So again, come on. Look, keep this like thinking. Think about this. Think about this. It's spinning 66,600 miles an hour. Because you know, I did the, like, if you were on a hoverboard thing and you just like hover in there with a plumb bob and X, that it would move. But then they'll use the thing, well, it's like the same thing as when you're in an airplane, Robin. You know, when you stand up in the airplane, you're going 500 miles an hour. You're not getting blown back, are you? No, you're not. But when the earth is spinning 66,600 miles an hour this way, and you are in an airplane and you're trying to go that way, wouldn't you have to go 66,600 miles an hour just to get nowhere? Just to get nowhere and stay at the same place because it's spinning this way, but you're trying to go that way. You know, like, you're going against the grain, okay? Try to walk through a tunnel that's blowing wind at you, 66,600 miles an hour. Do you think you're going anywhere? No. All right, so let's think of it the other way. If you go the other way, as the world spins this way, and you're going in an airplane, wouldn't you have to go 66,600 miles an hour just to get back to square one again? Because you're following the Earth spinning. This time you're going with the grain. You're following it. But you have to keep up with it. So if you keep up with the spinning Earth, okay, you would have to go exactly the same amount of miles an hour that the damn Earth spins in order to get from your starting point, California, all the way around the world back to California again in exactly 24 hours. So if you're just hovering up on a hoverboard, I don't know, does the atmosphere take you with it? Like everything spins and it's spinning, but you're trying to stay still? Is that the explanation? The atmosphere is going to take you, like you're not allowed to stay still? Because let's take a look at the space station, right? This thing that they say that it's up in space, it sits there, right? I'm just gonna assume it just stays there, and it watches the doesn't it watch the Earth spin 66,600 miles an hour around? I believe it's around the sun, like, or you know, whatever they're saying. So the space station, because there's no gravity, right? Because there's no gravity, it just sits there like, and then the Earth is spinning underneath of it. So that would be equivalent to the hovercraft that I'm saying, that you stand on and you drop a plumb bob down and you mark an X on the ground to see if anything moves. But it should move tremendously if you're hovered above the Earth and it spins, but yet you're going to say that it's because of the atmosphere is going to take you, and the atmosphere is going to take you with, so you can't stay there. You can't. All right, well, you go to outer space, to this space station that's up there, and the space station, is that what it is? Is that the only way to be elevated above the Earth? You got to be out of orbit, right? That's probably what it is. You got to be out of orbit. Technically, you had to be out of your freaking mind, but so be it. I never truly believed it. I just never truly believed anything about the planets from a kid. From the time I seen those monkeys on the wall and they tried telling us that's where we came from, you know, all you got to do is lie once and you're pretty much discredited from there on out. Everything. So you got to remember your lies too. For people that lie, that have stories, you got to stick with your story. You know, I mean, actors are, I guess they're the best at it because they got to continually read their role, but and repetition, when you repeat yourself constantly, it's like you're embedding it in your own head, the lie. So these liars are telling us that we're spinning. I don't feel dizzy. I don't feel like I don't, because it's because it's so big, Robin. That's why. The Earth is so big, so that's why. Okay, well then, what size does something have to be in order for you to feel that you're moving? how about a rolling log that's in the water, and you know how it spins, like, yeah, like they have competitions where they gotta like stand on top of it, and they gotta. How fast do you think that log is spinning? Like 20 miles an hour? I don't know. 20 miles an hour, and they gotta, well, no. It's however fast, it's probably however fast you can run, and if you're trying to stay afloat, that's what I'm trying to tell you. If you're trying to stay at the even keel, if you're trying not to fall in the water, and you're running on that log, and because if you stop, you're gonna fall immediately, because you're gonna fall if you're running and you're not running fast enough. You're gonna fall backwards. It's kind of like the Earth. When the Earth is spinning, you're just gonna like go that way. If you're not going exactly the same amount of miles an hour the Earth is going, when it's going this way, and you're going that way too, well, you're gonna be left behind big time, fast. You're gonna be like. Can you stand on a ball? I'm sure some people can stand on a ball, like in water, like these balance people, and do the same thing. You gotta run. But if you elevate yourself above that ball and the ball keeps spinning, you're gonna just stay there, like the space station, right? How come no meteorites or anything has ever smashed into the space station? When they talk about all this debris up there, never made sense. The Challenger, it's funny. When my wife was a kid, she was, because I was in 10th grade. She probably, 10 years old. So I was in 4th grade. I remember seeing it in Florida. They promoted it. They must have promoted it so much, because I remember they even showed us in school the explosion. And one kid, I wish I knew who this kid was, because I'll guarantee you, here's what happened. Before the space shuttle was getting ready to go, he's like, watch it blow up, like just joking around. And then it flew up in the air, and it blew up. And then the kid was so devastated because he thought it was his fault. But you know what it was? A guy gave him a vision that thing's gonna blow up. Of course he didn't know it was fake, and that all those astronauts are still living. Some even with the same damn name. But this poor kid, I think she said his name was Billy. This poor kid was devastated. The teacher was yelling at him. He was apologizing for it. He probably turned into a drug addict afterwards, because he probably thought that it's because of him that these astronauts died. Which makes me sick, because none of them died. So this poor kid's life, his entire life, he probably struggled through drugs and rehab and jail and everything. And then he probably, because he's my age, he probably woke up at some point in time, and he's probably on YouTube. So, hey, yeah, if you're out there, guy, hey, how's it going? Because now he would see, because I believe God gave him that vision, which means later on in life, when it comes down to the point of needing to understand truth, he's probably a truther on YouTube, telling that story. Like, I remember that damn NASA, they freaking turned me into a drug addict because I thought it was my fault and I felt guilty for so long. But this is what they do to you. They lie to you so much. And then they tell you these stories that are just so freaking ridiculous. Like, the same lady that I'm talking about said that there was 144 earthquakes in the last 7 days, and that was on October 22nd. And then another guy, I saved it in my archives there, I just didn't do the video yet. He said the same thing, I think 2 days ago. 144,000 earthquakes in the last 7 days. What? Wow. So you mean to tell me that in the past 2 weeks, it's been 144 exact earthquakes? For 7 days each time? Okay. Well, that's the news for today. Beware of the asteroids and tsunamis and bears and oh my, it's coming. It's America's. It looks like God's mad at us. I mean, he is. He's mad at the world, not just America. But you know, he told Satan, this is the deal. You have ruled this world long enough. You're done. You're done pretty soon. With all your shenanigans, you're just done. And how is that going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I never died before, so I don't know what happens when you die and you never come back. So I'm just going to be watching this show up on my roof. So there's that.